Performance USA, the greatest entertainers in America, is requested by you, the men and women in the United States Armed Forces throughout the world. Command Performance, presented this week and every week till it's over there. Hi, gang. This is Ken Carpenter bringing you another session of CP as per the request you send to Armed Forces Radio, Los Angeles, USA. And here to see that all maneuvers go off as planned is that lovely Columbia Pictures singing star, Janet Blair.
Say it's only a paper moon sailing over the cardboard sea, but it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. Yes, it's only a canvas sky hanging over a muslin tree, but it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. Without your love, it's a honky-tonk parade. Without your love, it's a melody played in a penny arcade. It's the Barnum and Bailey world, just as phony as it can be. But it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. Without your love, it's a honky-tonk parade. Without your love, it's a melody played in a penny arcade. It's the Barnum and Bailey world, just as phony as it can be. But it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. If you believed in me.
Thank you, Janet. That was beautiful. Incidentally, what's the general theme of the show tonight?
Well, Ken, some fellas wrote in from the South Pacific. They call themselves the Symphony Lovers of Downtown New Guinea. And they said they miss those open-air concerts. You know, like the Hollywood Bowl.
Oh, that sounds good to me. We all set?
Well, I guess so, Ken. But, you know, I kind of feel out of place introducing people like Reza Stevens and Victor Borge. Yeah, the job really calls for someone who's familiar with the old masters.
Well, Janet, that's why we called on you. We saw you out with Bob Hope last night.
Oh. Fine. Well, Bob is pretty much of a classic, but I don't mean that. I really meant a person with a musical background to help me out. You know, someone who knew the classics, a person familiar with Bach and Beethoven and Brahms.
Wait a minute. Did I hear you mention Bach, Beethoven, and Brahms?
Right.
Why, I went to school with all three of them bums.
Well, it's Jimmy Durante. Jimmy Durante. Well, hello. How are you?
Hello, Jeanette. Ma petite chérie, la belle femme, toujours l'amour vivu la paix.
Why, Jimmy, what are you saying?
I don't know. I read it under the picture on a French postcard. I love that Eiffel Tower.
Well, James, what brings you over to Command Performance tonight?
Well, I heard you were having a classical musical night, and I like to be around where there's anything going on that's snooty.
Mm-hmm. I don't blame you. You've certainly got the snoot.
Wait a minute. I'll give you $50 if you show me that line in the script.
Right here.
Too bad I can't read. But that is neither Rimsky nor Korsakov. When I heard you were doing a symphonic program, I knew that you would need an impresario, not to mention an entrepreneur. I hope I'm not saying anything to offend the children.
Oh, Jimmy, don't tell me that you...
Yes. When I heard the news, I put it under my arm, put on my opera cape, and walked out into the street. And was I embarrassed?
Why?
A strong wind came up, and there I was with my libretto showing.
Why, Jimmy, I can hardly believe that you have dilettante proclivities.
You're right, but who cares as long as they don't itch? But to convince you of my qualifications, I'm the person who's responsible for the success of Stokowski.
Why, Jimmy, don't tell me. Did you start Stokowski off in music?
No, I introduced him to Gloria. Boy, is that Vanderbilt. I love that kind of carry on.
Well, listen, Jimmy. Well, Jimmy, as long as you're here, how about assisting me in presenting our stars?
Indubitably, lead me to it.
Well, our first guest is Miss Risa Stevens. She sung at the London Symphony, the New York Philharmonic, and the Paris Conservatory.
How do you like that? This dame is getting Social Security from 3 countries.
Well, here she is, men. The famous Metropolitan Opera star, Risa Stevens. Thank you. Hello, Janet. Hello, Jimmy. Say, Jimmy, you saw Risa in Carmen. Didn't you think her glissando was superlative?
I like anything in a tight dress.
Jimmy.
I'm easy to get along with.
Jimmy, are you a devotee of classical music?
I should hope to spit in Tuscan in his eye. Why, every morning you can hear me running up and down the scale in my bare feet.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet a fellow artist.
Touché, touché, touché. Wouldn't care to hear a sample of my Rober's baritone?
Okay.
Oh, Pagliacci. Why, when I sang that song in Pasadena, there was a line that stretched from the playhouse back to the depot. Come to think of it, that's the way they were facing.
Well, Jimmy, I hate to break this up, but you know it's time for Miss Stevens to sing.
Very well. I'll tie a string around my ears and listen with rapt attention. I'll now sneak off.